In fact, yeah. D.C. might still be alive. D.C. from San Francisco. Connie Masterson. Kathleen, probably still alive. Setaway. We used to discuss a lot of times because I had the idea that drug dealers were going to help reform America. And he used to argue, and he wrote a book called Dope Plus Capitalism or something. And a dope dealer is a perfect capitalist. What he was saying about me was true. And I was saying, no, man, that's going to be the savior. I was thinking, out of the, I don't say mistakes, there's only one historical mistake analysis that I remember making, and it was that one. Well, I thought, his moral tribute, these are to a lot of people that was over there, Setaway, Michael Tabor, these people are all dead. But look, Connie, she's dead. Field Marshal D.C., he might be alive. He might still be alive. He was from San Francisco. But all these people are forgotten. They're just forgotten. Okay, now Pete did a good job. He's opened a school over there. That was 30 years ago. No. 40-something years ago. A long time ago. For African kids. He's done a good job. Now, when I used to go different places, I'd always leave something behind, after all, I'm Big Hank and, stuff like that. So even my friends today that got out of the pen, I couldn't leave them what I like to, but I would leave them with something, you know what I mean? It would help a little bit. So we're out to get, while a few of us are still alive, I have to get the picture out to the public, to the young people. What all of that was and what all of what they're doing to you right now. I don't care what I can show you, you'll never find my picture in anything from those days. Or even up to the modern, if I don't have the picture myself, you're not going to find it anywhere. Because somebody knows, let's say it like it is, everybody knows that nobody wants to publicize or nobody wants to hear anything from Abdul Aleem Musa. Not the press. They're definitely not going to do it. When I got all this stuff out there at the Oakland Tribune, I went down to the Oakland Tribune and I showed them the pictures, and you never saw none of this stuff in the newspaper. You just didn't see it. They wouldn't print it. When I went to the biggest Negro legal team out there, and I told them I showed them all the pictures and everything I showed them all of these. This is the real reason that all of this is happening. Because I'm black and I'm showing up in the newspaper and I'm only the only Negro in history that have a picture with the rock bar that you can see. That's the Palestinian movement over there. And he grinning, I'm grinning, everybody grinning. Now Khadijah says that I'm grinning at them. Well, they're grinning at me, look, right? So what I'm supposed to do? Get mad at them for grinning at me? Right? No, we just grin right back. You could tell from some of the old lectures what Dr. Kaleem Siddiqui had said about me. All of a sudden, mum's the word from South Africa. Mum's the word. All of a sudden, they want to print Quranic tafsir by so-and-so that don't say a whole lot of nothing. And no more Imam Musa. Hey, when they found out I was coming to South Africa, they called me and said, would you come over and raise some funds for us? In other words, instead of raising some for yourself, it's a good project. They want to raise, and they know I was involved in, we want to raise funds for the drug treatment program, and we'll send you all around the country, which they did. I said, sure, I'll raise some funds later on. I mean, so they know what they're doing. Okay. Triangle of Terror. Even the white folks are saying it now. USA, Zionist State of Israel, and Saudi Kingdom. I'm not going to go through all that. I'm going to finally go through what we want to do right here. Okay. Accelerate future shock. And I have in parentheses, disposal society. Does anybody remember the book Future Shock from 1970? Alvin Toffler. Yeah, look, just to see this, Alvin Toffler, Future Shock. It's a book, I think it came out in 1970. It has things like disposable society, all the stuff that people do now. Yeah, the things that people do now, they had all of that in the book, that this is the future of the world. Okay. Yeah. No, I read that book. The reason I read the book is because, think about it, the stuff we talk about here is always accurate. I mean, it's unbelievably accurate. So I didn't just study the Quran and Hadith, but I also studied their predictions. That's what future shock is about. That, hey, you look up and you're going to be shocked. We're going to be there in a hurry. And right now, the things that it talked about then, that was 50 years ago. When did it say? 1970 when it came out?
Yeah.
1970. Okay. Now, I was overseas when I read that. So I made a lot of the plans of what I was going to do in the future based on those realistic predictions. Yeah, that's kind of true. So if that's true, then 1, 2, 3, 4 is true. If that's true, it don't have nothing to do with black people, but it has something to do with evolution. And if society is right here, right, I have to make a prediction, where will black people be at that particular time? It's just associating. If future shock is correct, if it's 80% correct, which it is, then I could make a prediction about black people, although it's not about them, but I could be 70% accurate. I could be 80, I could even be 90% accurate if I know my people enough. You know, I can be way up there. Those are the things when I was in exile that I was studying. I was studying all that. I was studying protracted war. You know, all of that stuff I was studying. I mean, I was studying those things. And then when I came back and got busy, okay, you have to be halfway right because you done pulled back and you done looked at the whole thing. That's why when we would see things about Hubert Harrison, and I want everybody to get a new copy of that from the printout. And you could print me 1 or 2 of them out too, so it'll be a fresh print. Because I'm going to use that. Hubert Harrison. If we saw that the white man and the Negro did this stuff to the most accurate black man of that time, right? Then what are they going to do to the Muslims? Or Imam Musa, that's the accuratest Negro in the United States during his time. He's going to do the same thing that they did, cut him off from this, cut him off from that, cut him off from that. Now the thing about this poor guy, he passed away in 1927 or 28. One of those. What about me? I'm still here. And shoot, I might live another 20, 30 years. I got a plan to live to 2,000, 3,000, whatever it is, 30 years from now. Now, if I don't make it, I'll still have if I leave here this afternoon, tonight or tomorrow, you'll still see a big smile on my face. And I was happy to be here. And I was happy to become a Muslim and to do some of the things. You know what I mean? Like people think, oh, we done blocked you on everything. This house is falling down. That's falling down. You're still paying taxes, all that. Yeah, but I'm happy and I'm alive, right? You gotta remember, I'm alive, and we'll fix that. That's one of the things about this tape. I'll take this DVD around, and I'm going to visit the universities and the BCUs, whatever they call them. Yeah, right. I'm going to visit them. First, I'll just go around and pass them out at different meetings, and I'll tell them, give me a call. Somebody's going to call. They might put me on a 3-day circuit, a class on special, because and the package I'm going to give them, it'll have some DVDs, but it'll have all of this visible history where they can, yeah, that's real. Why we don't know, I ain't never heard of no Imam Musa. That's right, you ain't never heard of no Imam Musa, right? You never heard of Hubert Harrison either, have you? Who? Well, he was almost big as Garvey. Why you ain't never heard of him? Can you imagine? You remember in the movie 10 Commandments when Moses did all that good stuff and now he getting thrown out of Egypt, and they say, strike Moses' name from everything in Egypt. And they said, so it shall be spoken, so it shall be done. In other words, ain't nobody gonna know nothing about Musa after a while. And the people that didn't know him, once they're all dead, since his name is not written, nobody will know nothing about it. That's one of the reasons that we're bringing up a modern history of the liberation movement of the 60s. Because out of the different sides, we're the only one that's alive that was part of that third rail. Nobody else was supporting the black movement from the black community like we was, right? Nobody else was right there on the scene in Oakland. Nobody else was changing and involved with the environment. In Oakland, we was as well known as the Black Panther Party, and they had stuff all over the news all the time. But they didn't talk, they talked about us, Big Hank now, more, because we had a big, I'm telling you. All right. And all the pictures I got of Johnny Gunn and them people, I'll have to get new pictures. They were all, they all disappeared. A lot of these pictures that I have to keep some of the ones that was kind of messed up like this. Why? Because disappeared. You know, they're trying to cut your record down. And I know that's what they kind of do. So I make tons of records, and I got them everywhere. They ain't even close to obliterating, you know what I mean? Because I knew that's what they do. They try to scrub the record clean. You know what I mean? And it haven't worked. Anyway, let me speed up. Color of black people, slavery. I was talking about the color of black people during slavery. Now, I'm going to jump. What's the color of black people now? Did you ever watch the news? What's the color of the news people? What's the color of the people at the university? What's the color? Are black people the same old, dark. I mean, I would be light-skinned compared to the people doing slavery. Whatever happened to them? Well, it's been a mixture. And as each, I think the mixture of young people, say that's 20 years old or 18 or 20 years old, it looks like that they're half white, all of them.
Yeah, yeah. Now when I think about my college experience, yeah, a lot of people just light skinned, like
They're light.
a lot of yellow people.
And you're almost 30, right? 27, 28.
27 now.
Yeah, okay. And you was in school, let's say 5 years ago. Let's just say 5 years ago. The kids then was all salt